Tonight, new questions about what happened inside the Aurora Medical Center in Grafton, prompting nearly 500 doses of Moderna's COVID-19 vaccine to be thrown out over the holiday weekend. In a statement to 12 News, the healthcare system says someone accidentally took 50 vials out of a pharmacy refrigerator and forgot to put them back, each vial containing 10 doses of the vaccine. Tonight, state health officials say they know of no other incidents like this statewide, but have recently underscored the immense pressure in the vaccine's rollout.
Distributing COVID-19 vaccine is the most significant public health undertaking of our lifetimes.
As of Sunday night, 135,900 doses of the Moderna vaccine are en route to Wisconsin and more than 129,000 doses of Pfizer's. Advocate Aurora officials tonight say they're clearly disappointed they had to put nearly 500 doses down the drain.
And we are adapting this process on a daily basis, sometimes multiple times a day, to make sure we get the job done and get it done well.
All right, Matt, so was the hospital able to use any of the doses that were left out?
Yeah, they actually said, Derek, there were a few that they were able to use out of this batch. The CDC has put a 12-hour window on the Moderna vaccine in terms of how long it can sit out without being refrigerated before it is unsafe to use.
Matt Smith leading us off on our COVID coverage live at 10 o'clock. And there's also big news tonight on coronavirus relief from Congress. The House voted to increase the COVID-19 relief checks to $2,000. The bill is now on to the GOP-controlled Senate, where the outcome is still uncertain tonight. And still to come in this newscast, a full report on what is ahead and when you might see stimulus money hit your account. New tonight, Nashville police released body camera video of the moments before that RV bomb exploded on Christmas Day.
That's so weird. That's like something out of a movie.
You can see the RV right there on the left side of your screen as the loudspeaker played that ominous warning seconds before the explosion. Officers were walking around knocking on doors to get families out of nearby buildings at the time. Police say they got in contact with about 7 families. And minutes later, the officer walked to his patrol car. That's when the RV exploded. After the blast, officers ran back to the scene, unsure if there would be another explosion. As they helped stunned people escape that blast zone, the explosion hurt at least 8 people and damaged more than 40 buildings in downtown Nashville. There's another angle of the blast, and this man is the person investigators say is responsible, Anthony Warner. They say he died in the blast, as questions remain about why this happened. And that explosion has a Milwaukee connection. Retired Milwaukee Assistant Police Chief Ray Banks says he and his family were vacationing in downtown Nashville when that bomb went off. 12 News' Caroline Reinwald spoke with him tonight, and he told Caroline his family was in a hotel right next to where the RV was parked.
The Christmas Day bombing that rocked a portion of downtown Nashville is hitting way too close to home for retired Milwaukee Police Assistant Chief Ray Banks and his family.
All of a sudden, there was this loud noise. And to be quite honest with you, when I heard the noise, it knocked me on the floor. Initially, I thought that the ceiling had caved in. My son was in the upper bedroom in the loft area. So I ran out thinking that something had happened, really bad had happened to him.
Banks says they escaped unscathed, probably thanks to no windows in their unit. Google Maps shows what their hotel loft normally looked like compared to this photo taken by Banks' wife as they evacuated.
The firemen, they were screaming at us, "Get out of there, get out of there." And they were pointing for us to run a certain direction. We didn't understand at the time why they were screaming at us and why they were so far away.
Banks agrees it was heroic of first responders to evacuate some of the buildings, but the thought that they didn't get to his family plagues him.
Ray, do you think that you could have died in this explosion?
Absolutely. I still hear the noise sometimes, and even if there's a loud door that slams, I'm jumping. You know, and I still have that sickening feeling about something happening to my son.
And Caroline joins us live tonight. Caroline, you learned Assistant Chief Banks and his family don't have access to their hotel room or any of their other belongings.
Yeah, that's right. The FBI has taken over this case, and Banks says that's why they're not allowed to go back inside that building. They're also worried the building could maybe not be structurally sound enough for them to go inside, so it could be up to a week before they can gather their belongings.
Caroline Ronwald reporting live in downtown Milwaukee. And tomorrow, Milwaukee will open a mobile coronavirus testing site.
When the Milwaukee Health Department sees higher levels of COVID-19 illness in particular areas of the city, the mobile testing locations can be and will be moved to those locations.
The first site is scheduled to open tomorrow outside the Barack Obama High School. It will be there for at least the next 2 weeks, open 8 a.m. to noon on weekdays and 10 a.m. to 3 on weekends. Mayor Barrett says although people's private insurance will be billed, the tests are free. He says if private insurance does not cover the test, the city will. A second mobile test site for the city's south side is also scheduled to be announced tomorrow. The city's other test sites opened today after the Christmas holiday. We found short wait times at the south side site, and Milwaukee's health department says the county is seeing a 35% drop in testing from last month, and they are still concerned about the high positivity rate. That number sits at 24.6%. Wisconsin's positivity rate peaked in mid-November at 37.5%. Meanwhile, the state reported 1,335 new cases and 19 additional deaths today. Sheboygan County reported a COVID-related death in a person between 10 and 19 years old. And tonight, the state's 7-day case average is down to 1,934. That is a 70.5% decrease from Wisconsin's peak in the middle of last month. Congresswoman Gwen Moore confirmed a COVID diagnosis today. In a statement, Representative Moore says she's feeling well and does not foresee this disrupting her work. Last year, Moore announced she was in remission from small cell lymphoma. The Moderna vaccine is rolling out to residents at Wisconsin's long-term care facilities right now. CVS and Walgreens are working with the state to administer it. Nursing home residents and staff will be encouraged but not required to be vaccinated.
Not everyone's going to be getting a vaccine, and there's certainly going to be some time till we get through all of the residents and get to that second dose. So it's still going to be really important that, we don't let safety slide.
The two-vaccine process is expected to take about 2 months to complete.
There's been no hospitals in Milwaukee County that offered up any vaccines to firefighters.
Some emergency medical responders worry they are being left out of the COVID vaccine lines, even though they're in the first group. Nearly 40,000 people in Wisconsin have already received their first dose. Nearly all of them are hospital workers. State health officials say EMS workers will be included.
It is a priority. DHS certainly understands that, and this is something that we are going to focus our effort on and make sure that they're vaccinated as well.
They say so far Wisconsin has only received the Pfizer vaccine, which is difficult to store and administer outside of a hospital setting. The state should soon get the Moderna vaccine, which is easier to handle, and they hope that vaccine will take care of those in the top group who do not work in hospitals. And we want you to join us Wednesday night for our look back at the last 12 months and our special 2020, the year of coronavirus. You can watch it Wednesday night at 7 right here on WISN 12. Well, tomorrow, snow will be the first real taste of winter for a lot of people, Mark.
Yeah, many winter lovers getting excited for the snow, where to expect the most, and where sleet could keep some of those snow totals lower.
Also ahead, the proposal to put a statue at Wisconsin's Capitol for one of the state's most well-known civil rights icons. And the COVID relief bill back and forth in Washington, where things stand tonight and when you could see more money in your account.
Know first when severe weather is headed your way. Customize alerts for your neighborhood. Download the 12 News app right now and stay safe.
A meeting is scheduled for next month on whether to approve a statue in honor of Wisconsin's first Black Secretary of State next month. The Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel reports the formal proposal would place a statue of Vel Phillips on the Capitol grounds. If approved, the project would move forward with selecting a sculptor and fundraising to cover the costs. Governor Tony Evers expressed his support for the plan last summer. The long-fought negotiations over a COVID relief bill finally turned into law, and help is now on the way for millions. Here's ABC's Andrew Dimbert.
The deal is done. President Trump signing the sweeping COVID-19 relief measure and government spending bill, securing financial aid for millions of Americans and supplemental unemployment benefits for those out of work, while narrowly avoiding a government shutdown.
I worry and I care about myself and my family. We need COVID relief so bad.
Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle relieved that Trump changed his mind with the stroke of a pen and agreed to the terms negotiated in Congress.
We're glad that the president finally signed the COVID relief bill.
Shortly after Democrats and Republicans originally reached a compromise, the president shocked Capitol Hill when he indicated he would not sign. Trump claimed the deal was filled with wasteful non-COVID related spending and also abruptly demanded stimulus checks be upped from $600 to $2,000.
If you want to make a $2,000 check, negotiate that from the beginning.
But the COVID relief package was pretty much an all-or-nothing proposition. Either Trump signed or Congress would have to start over. And for struggling Americans, there simply wasn't time.
It is an insult to small businesses, it's an insult to the working poor, and it's an insult to the unemployed.
The motion to reconsider is laid on the table.
Meanwhile, the House just passed a measure to take up Trump's demand for $2,000 stimulus checks, but it's all but certain to fail in the Republican-led Senate, if it's even voted on in the Senate at all. At the same time, the House voting to override President Trump's veto of the annual defense policy bill, setting up what could be the first override of his presidency.
As for that relief deal, many wondering when they might see those stimulus checks hit their bank account. Now, there's no set date, but Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin had suggested it would only take about a week or so for that money to start going out once the president signed off. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News in Washington.
And developing tonight, Ohio authorities fired a Columbus police officer who killed an unarmed black man. Officer Adam Coy shot Andre Hill last month. Police body camera video shows Hill approaching Coy, who responded to a non-emergency call. That video shows Hill holding a cell phone when Coy opens fire. Investigators have not filed criminal charges. To Weather Watch 12 now. It's really been a wimpy winter so far. Mark, it looks like Mother Nature is trying to make a comeback here in late December.
Let's think about all those kids that got that sled for Christmas and they want to use that, or they just had that sled sitting there. Now, finally, we've got some snow coming, and I think it will be enough that you'll have to get the shovels out, snow blowers ready, and yes, I think many of you will be able to have a chance to use some of those sleds. So get excited because snow is coming. Now, it's not fun to drive on, but nonetheless, it's winter here in Wisconsin. It's supposed to snow, and more than what we've had. We are at the second place of the least snowiest start to a winter season in our history. Our records go back to 1871. Only 1939 had less snow than this year through the 28th of December. So at 0.6 of an inch, we haven't been able to build any kind of snowman. Normally at this point, 12.1 inches of snow, 13.9 inches last year. So we are way behind average. We're going to put a little dent into that, though. High pressure tonight, no weather problems at all. Tomorrow morning, there's going to be some sun early on. Then the clouds are going to stream in. Still dry around here at 3 o'clock. Notice, though, by the early evening hours, snow spreading in. And not just snow, I think pretty heavy burst of snow in the evening. That's probably going to be the worst travel time, most likely between about 7 p.m. and 11 p.m. And then it continues into the overnight hours. But watch, some of this will be changing over to sleet. That will make a difference on who gets the most in terms of snow totals. But sleet is no fun to drive on either, so there's going to be some icy spots as well. Most of that is over by noon on Wednesday, and actually probably even earlier than that. So let's get those start times, 6 o'clock for most areas here. And the blue means you're starting off as snow initially. Racine, you'll likely change over first by about midnight or so into that sleet, possibly a little freezing rain as well. It changes over pretty early in Milwaukee, a little bit later in Waukesha, Sheboygan, northwestern counties. You stay all snow. Because of that, we're talking 4 to 7 inches of snow. Waukesha probably around, I'd say 3 to 6 for you. Westward, maybe a few areas getting a little bit more than that where it does stay all snow, where it changes over to some sleet. So Milwaukee, Racine, Kenosha, through Burlington, all the way down to Lake Geneva, about 2 to 4 inches expected there. So here's the deal. Worst conditions will be Tuesday night. Snow will be heavy and wet, tough to move around. There's going to be a lot of moisture in this snow. Travel will be difficult Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. You can see the impacts here with moderate to major on the roadways. So especially Tuesday night and into Wednesday morning, it could be troublesome. Some sore backs out there as we head into Wednesday morning, because this one will be, each shovelful will weigh quite a bit, especially in the areas that mix in with the sleet. So timing 5 o'clock tomorrow till 10 a.m. on Wednesday. 2 to 4 inches Milwaukee South, 4 to 7 inches elsewhere. Obviously snow-covered roads and some icy spots as we head into tomorrow night and Wednesday morning. Nice and quiet right now at Sheboygan, but yes, it's likely to be all snow for you. Into Milwaukee Discovery World, 24 degrees. This is where we'll start as snow tomorrow evening, then change over to some sleet. Lows tonight are going to be cold. Everybody down to the teens, even some single digits out there. But then we warm up. It's an impact day tomorrow, especially in the evening, and again on Wednesday because of the trouble on the roads. 34 for the high temperature on Tuesday, 36 degrees on Wednesday. The southeasterly wind will help warm us up a little bit, but the lake is a lot colder than it was a couple of weeks ago when we had a similar storm move in, so I don't think we'll see as much changing over to rain this time. 36 degrees, that mix and snow on Wednesday. Heads up for another potential storm on the first of the year. And this one could cause us problems as well, with maybe some icing issues. We'll keep a close eye on that after we get through storm number 1, which of course arrives tomorrow evening. Make sure you stay tuned to Weather Watch 12. Lindsay will have the latest in the morning.
All right, Mark, thank you very much. Some Vegas hotel and casinos are now rolling back their reopenings. Next, the limits on your options to get away.
Is snow headed your way? Our interactive radar lets you know right now. Download the 12 News app.
Hello, I'm Adrienne Pedersen. Join us tomorrow for 12 News This Morning. Meteorologist Lindsay Slater is tracking the latest winter storm, including how much you'll be shoveling by Wednesday morning. We'll see you tomorrow morning starting at 4:30.
The pandemic slowdowns are causing casino resorts on the Vegas Strip to put midweek closures into place. The latest is at the Mirage. It started midweek closures of its hotel after Thanksgiving. Now it's expanding the closure into February to include its casino, restaurants, and other attractions. The Encore at Wynn Las Vegas has done a midweek closure of its hotel, casino, and restaurants since October 19th, and the Palazzo expanded its midweek hotel closure to every day during most of this month. To Big 12 sports, and Dan, Sunday could be memorable for both the Packers and their star receiver.
Yeah, they can clinch the top seed in the NFC while Davante Adams can set numerous records. Plus, the breakout game for Green Bay's rookie running back and how the 6th-ranked Badgers were upset at home, snapping a long Big Ten winning streak. It's all next, Big 12 Sports.